ifá ọ̀sẹ̀ méjì ni àwọn Yorùbá gbàgbọ́ pé ó tẹ ìlú Ìbàdàn dó. Àwọn ọmọ ìlú Ìbàdàn jẹ́ akíkanjú, wọ́n fẹ́ràn ìdàgbàsókè, ọ̀làjú ni wọ́n, àwọn baba ńlá wọn sì jẹ́ jagunjagun. Àbájọ tí a fi máa ń gbọ́ nínú oríkì wọn pé Ìbàdàn mèsì ọ̀gọ̀, nílé Olúyọ̀lé, ìlú Ògúnmọ́lá olódògbò kẹ̀rí lójú ogun, Ìbàdàn ọmọ àjòrò sàn, ọmọ àjẹ̀gbínyó, ọmọ àfikàràhùn fọ́ orí mu. Olúbàdàn lórúkọ oyè ọba ilẹ̀ Ìbàdàn. Máyẹ̀ Okùn Adé ló kọ́kọ́ jẹ baálẹ̀ nìbàdàn. Gẹ́gẹ́ bí ìlú ńlá, ọ̀pọ̀ àwọn iléeṣẹ́ àti àjọ ńláńlá ló wà nílùú Ìbàdàn. Ìbàdàn tó gbonílé tó gbé àlejò, ọmọ Ìbàdàn kí ni sóò.
Kiriji War, also known as Ekitiparapo War, was waged among Yoruba main ethnic groups which emerged from the ruins of the falling Oyo Empire that were desperate to replace the awesome powers hitherto wielded by the Alaafin of Oyo. The Kiriji War is defined as a conflict of confederacy and unitary political system championed by Yorubas of different socio-economic and political interests. The Ibadan military aristocrats felt they deserved a dominant position for saving Yoruba land from being totally submerged by the Fulanis by their victory in Osogbo War of 1840 and Ijaye War of 1862. Kiriji War, that took its name from the booming motor sounds of European arms, festered for so long because the Industrial Revolution in Europe provoked high standards of slaves. The 16-year Civil War also caused the emergence of new powerful kingdoms like Ibadan and the rise of powerful personalities like Oluyole, Ogunmola, Kuromi, Latosha, Shodeke, Fabumi, and Ogedengbe. One of the fallouts of Kiriji War was the birth of creative political and leadership structure in Yoruba land that was a blend of federalism and the autocratic monarchical system. Western Spring Television identifies Kiriji War as a watershed event. Gbadamosi Adegoke Adelabu was a prominent figure in Ibadan politics and Western region before Nigeria's independence. He was a key founder of the National Council of Nigeria and the Cameroons, a political party that held lofty the torch of liberty for the two West African countries. He carved a niche for himself as a wordsmith and a creative speaker. The nickname Kwenkele was a natively corrupted version of peculiar mess, his bombastic English language style often used to score proceedings at the parliament. The author of Africa in Ebullition, a handbook of freedom for Nigerian nationalists, was Nigeria's Federal Minister of Natural Resources and Social Services between 1955 and 1956. He died in an auto crash on the 25th March 1958 at the age of 42. Western Spring Television identifies Adegoke Adelabu as a watershed character in history. Ahmadu Bello, a Prince Royal, was born 6th of December 1910 at Raba Village, Sokoto, northwestern Nigeria. His father was a district head and heir apparent to the Sultanate throne from the house of Usmanu Danfodio, a religious and social reformer who brought the Habib dynasty under the Fulani Caliphate in the beginning of the 19th century. Ahmadu Bello raised the bar of political consciousness in participation when, in 1944, he engineered the establishment of the Northern People's Congress (NPC) as the first political party in northern Nigeria and the rallying point for politicians in the region before independence. History will not forget Ahmadu Bello for his charisma and political sagacity, which provided easy passage for his kinsmen to assume political and administrative positions in Nigeria's post-independence era. The distinguished elder statesman and Sardauna of Sokoto has his face on his country's 200 naira currency as a mark of honor to one of the architects of Nigeria's independence. Western Spring Television identifies Ahmadu Bello as a watershed character in history. This iconic African presents the narrative of a man destined to exert an imperishable global influence in Western education. His was a story of a freeborn, captured and sold into slavery. He was born in Oshogun, a native Yoruba village near Iseyin in Okeogun axis of southwest Nigeria. Samuel Ajayi Crowther was the foundation student of Fora Bay College, Sierra Leone, the foremost university where the pioneer set of native Africans were educated. Samuel Ajayi Crowther's greatest contribution to humanity was his translation of the Holy Bible into the Yoruba language. The man who authored the Yoruba dictionary was also credited with the translation of English classic hymns into Yoruba and the Ekwere languages. Samuel Ajayi Crowther's private residence in Badagry, incidentally the first story building in Nigeria, is an Akaba museum dedicated to the memory of Africa's first bishop. Western Spring Television identifies Samuel Ajayi Crowther as a watershed character Western Spring Television, ours it is.
Good morning, welcome to the show Sports Spring on Western Spring Television, where we give you stories making headlines in the ever-busy world of sport. And today won't be an exception, as we've got top stories lined up making headlines in the world of sports. My name is Joseph Atewe. Good morning. And currently, I would like to start on this note that there's a lot of pressure on Luis Rubiales. From all quarters, talking about the Spanish regional president. Aside from that, so many people have been calling on for his resignation. We'll give you update on that definitely on the show this morning. And of course, the US Open started yesterday. The likes of Novak Djokovic reclaiming a number one sport in the world. Definitely he won his very first smash, likes of Iga Swiatek, and one British player who just got a maiden victory in one of our major Grand Slam competition, which is the US Open. That's Lily Miyazaki, also got a winner. All of this and more is what we're dishing out to you this morning, but definitely we're starting from the local scene. Welcome on board once again. Yes, we'll start from the local scene, and we'll start with club football, as we understand the Delta Queens are through to the finals. Nengi. Absolutely, they are through to the finals. Recall us, I think, from last week down till this week, we've been giving you update as it stands for the CAF Confederation Cup, the CAF Champions League, that's the Women's Champions League, and of course the CAF Champions League for the men's version also. So Delta Queens continued their impressive performance on the continent by booking a final spot in the WAFUB qualifiers for the 2023 and 2024 Women's CAF Champions League after defeating Atletico FC with 3-2 on home soil rather. Now Delta Queens kept 2 clean sheets in their previous games against USFA. They got the ball rolling 3-0, and in their very second game against Sam Nelly, they got 2-0 before fighting back from a goal down to earn a deserving victory against Atletico FC in the third game at the Samuel Ogbomida Stadium in Benin City. Melissa Benihan had silenced the ground as early as the 5th minute to put Atletico in the lead, but Messi Omoko restored parity in the 68th minute before bagging her brace in the
98th minute to put Delta in front for the first time in the game. Of course, if you know Mercy Omoku, it will ring a bell to you that she was the highest goal scorer for the 2022 and 2023 NWFL season. We also know that Taiwo Afolabi's extra time effort in the 106th minute extended the home's lead 3-1. However, a late goal by Joy Sunday for the visitors in the 104th minute wasn't enough consolation as the reigning Nigerian Women's Football League champions zoomed to the final round of the qualifier. So congratulations to Delta Queens for getting into the final round. And aside from that, Joseph, we do understand that for the final round, they will be playing Ampem Dakowa. And on the flip side, Ampem Dakowa scored 6-1 against their opponent to set up a final with Delta FC. Now, Ghanaian Women's League champions Ampem Dakowa proved their mettle once again on Monday in the second semi-final in the competition with a 6-1 spanking of Sami Nelly. So these are the people we're going to face for the final, talking about the Delta Queens versus Ampem Dakowa. And if you see this ladies play, Joseph, you would know that they are in for a business. And we believe that Delta Queens will definitely want to get a winning side also. Well,
we'll wait and see how it pans out, but then getting to the finals says a lot about the girls and how prepared they were for the account. Away from that, let's talk about Rivers United. They'll be facing the Burkina Faso side, and that's the update we have. Absolutely, they will be facing the Burkina Faso side. So just to inform you that for the CAF Champions League, definitely we have Bendel Insurance and Rivers United still in the game. The likes of Remo Stars and Eyimba definitely have already crashed out. Now, after drawing a bye in the first round of the preliminary round of the CAF Confederation Cup, Nigerian representative Rivers United's opponent for the second round has been confirmed. The Pride of Rivers was given a bye into the second round following their quarterfinals finish last season. Now, ATEWE Filante of Burkina Faso has now been confirmed as the second round opponent of the former Nigerian Premier League champion. The Burkina Faso side edged out Casa Sports of Senegal via the away goal rule, and the first leg played in Dakar ended in a 1-1 draw, and the reverse fixture in Kodagodu ended in a goalless affair. So the second round game has been set for mid-September. So Rivers United definitely have a whole lot to do, because by mid-September, definitely we have the NPFL 2023 and 2024 season up and running, and they still have to face off with their CAF Confederation Cup opponents in that one. But we wish them the very best. And that's it with Rivers United. Now we'll talk about Eyimba. We know the Bendel Insurance will be arriving in Nigeria very soon. Yeah, this morning. But then before we talk about Bendel Insurance, let's talk about Eyimba, where we know that the chairman has shifted his attention to the NPFL and is promising that they will bounce back at this point in time. That we understand that Eyimba chairman has shifted his attention, of course. Following the unexpected ouster of the Nigerian champions, Eyimba International, from the CAF Champions League, the chairman of the club, Kanu Nwankwo, has shifted focus to the upcoming Nigeria Football League and the Federations Cup. Now, the People's Elephants was held to a goalless draw at home by Al Benghazi in the second leg of the competition, which automatically eliminated them for the tournament at 3-4 on aggregate. Now, the former Super Eagles forward felt disappointed about the game, but said things like that happen in football to a good team. Is saying that they will bounce back. They should put what happened behind them, that this team will come back stronger. And that's the promise the chairman, Kanu Nwankwo, is making in regards to Eyimba. Well, of course, they have to bounce back because they do not have any choice. As at now, definitely September 9th, the NPFL is resuming. Aside from that, they also have to fight for the Federation Cup, which Bendel Insurance won the last time. So they have a whole lot to do. Eyimba, as we all know, the Elephants, of course, they're a formidable team, and Al Ali of Benghazi needed to be very tactically disciplined in front of them. So definitely they did achieve what they were out to do. But that is how it stands. Attention have now been shifted to the NPFL new season as well as the Federation Cup. Now, moving aside that one, Joseph has already made mention of the fact that Bendel Insurance will be arriving anytime soon this morning, because they left Algeria at 2:30 p.m. yesterday Nigerian time, and they should be in Nigeria anytime soon from this morning. Of course, they had a very smooth run when it comes to the CAF Confederation Cup, and we do hope that they would perform
much more better in the second preliminary round as it stands. Now, Joseph, let's leave that aside and talk about CAF. We hear that they've announced the venue and, of course, a date for the draws, talking about the African Football League. Now, even though the participating teams have not been finalized, the African Soccer Ruling Body has announced a date and venue for the draw of the maiden edition of the African Football League. Now, the African Football Apex Body has inspected numerous clubs in the continent to finalize that 8 teams that will be pioneers club for the competition. And according to the update coming from the CAF headquarters, the body agreed to have the draw in Cairo, Egypt on September 2nd. And it's further stated that the competition will run from October 20th to 11th November 2023, and it will be at home and away on a knockout format. So that is how it stands for the debut of the African Soccer League.
And away from that, talking Scrabble, Nigerian players were dominant at the maiden Pan-African Scrabble Association's WIFED Awoshika Foundation African Youth Scrabble Championship. The competition saw 8 players from Kenya, Liberia, Ghana, Uganda, and Nigeria engage in intense mind games for 4 days. David Oji and Prestige Achibong from Team Nigeria emerged as the frontrunners in the under-19 and under-15 categories. Oji secured the top position after competing in 24 rounds of challenging matches, winning 19 games and losing 5, and accumulating an impressive score spread of plus 22. Now, Oji's remarkable performance led him to the forefront from day 2 of the competition. Well,
when it comes to Nigeria, when it comes to athletics, definitely we are doing well in the home front. When it comes to indoor games and championship, we're definitely doing well, according to what Joseph just read out. The likes of David Oji and Prestige Achibong of Nigeria at the weekend, they now won the under-19 and under-15 categories respectively of the Winifred Awosika African Youth Scrabble Championship. Of course, we do not just have Nigerians in that one. We have a whole lot of people, a whole lot of opponents from the likes of Botswana, Cameroon, Ghana, Kenya, not leaving out the likes of Liberia, Sierra Leone. And we also know that Victor got $5,000 and Benga Ojo Fetimi trophy for his effort at the President's Cup, which featured players from different countries. So congratulations to these young lads, and we do hope that definitely when it comes to representing us at the World Championship, they will definitely take the same performance into the World Championship. Now, moving away from that, still sticking with the world of unlimited sports, recall sometime last week we gave you an update as it concerns the World Cup trophy for cricket, and right now we have a follow-up update as it concerns that, also coming from The Guardian. Now, Sports Minister John Eno is expected to receive cricket's World Cup trophy on behalf of the federal government today in Abuja. The Cricket World Cup is on a worldwide trophy tour with its 2-day sojourn in Nigeria beginning from today. Now, Nigerian Cricket Federation, that's the NCF president, Uyi Akpata, yesterday said the minister has pledged his support to the federation on the trophy tour of the country. And now, according to Akpata, in his words, and I quote, despite the short time the minister has in settling down before our request came for him to be our chief host for the World Cup, he has embraced it and also pledged support for the event. So there you have it. The tour for the Cricket World Cup trophy is up and running, and today it will begin in Nigeria, starting from Abuja.
All right, that's it from the first phase of the show. We need to go on the break here, and when we come back, I'll be talking more when it comes to sport. And don't forget that Rayo Vallecano were destroyed yesterday by Atletico Madrid, 7-0. Results from some of these matches and more when we return.
Here has been singing the name of the new head coach as well.
It's Ferguson. Ariola saves the day again with the help of the cross.